This is Ben Pinel, and he sells luxury real estate in one of Southern California's most competitive markets.
I'm a mover, I'm a shaker. Get a load of me. I'm a fire, I'm a blazer. Can't wait for you to see. Call you waiter, I'm your flavor.
Today, we're going to be talking about networking and relationship building so that you can apply it to your job as an entrepreneur.
Can't stop me now. I'm on fire. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. I can't stop.
For those of you who don't know, who are you and what do you do for a living?
I'm Ben Pinel. I'm a residential real estate agent here in Newport Beach. I'm also the principal agent of the Coastal Estate Group.
So we've been friends for a while, and I said, choose your favorite spot in Newport Beach, and you chose this location right here. Why did you choose this specific location?
This is a special place for me. So I actually proposed to my fiance right here with this view. And so when you said your favorite spot, I thought of this tree.
Okay, and how'd you find this place?
I actually had a listing down the street, and one day I had some time to kill. I was waiting for someone. So I started wandering around, and as soon as I saw this spot with the views and everything, I was like, this is it. This is where I'm making it happen.
And this is like a secret location because I've lived here for a long time and I had no idea about this place. Is that how you find some of your favorite spots in Newport? You get a listing, you walk 10 feet away and you find a secret hidden gem?
100%, most definitely. I mean, that's how you find any local hidden gems, right? Usually wandering around where you live. But when you have a listing, you kind of get a taste of life there for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
So there's times when, again, you got to kill time, whatever it is, and you're wandering around. Sometimes you stumble upon little gems like this.
All right, so tell me a little bit about what you do here in real estate in honestly one of Southern California's most competitive markets. We're in Orange County, which has really high priced real estate. It's a beautiful location. Tell me a little bit about how you got started and where you're at now.
Yeah, definitely. So to rewind all the way back, I originally got started in Fullerton. Actually, I went to Cal State Fullerton. First office was in Fullerton. It was my friend's dad. He was a broker there. Got started there, realized quickly I wanted to go back home to the beach.
Yep.
I grew up in Seal Beach. I grew up around the beach. I'm like, I need to get back. So fast forward, long story short, ended up with Compass in Newport Beach as they were just getting started. And fast forward to today, I now have my own team here with Compass in Newport Beach, and it's been about 7 years. The team name is Coastal Estate Group. Came up with that because I learned in business in general, and real estate for me, but business in general, you gotta make things very easy to understand and digest for people. So when I was coming up with the team name, I thought, okay, well, we're selling real estate by the coast, and we're a group. So we're the Coastal Estate Group.
That is branding at its finest right
Easy
there.
enough.
So you're running Coastal Estate Group right now. You started in Fullerton. Back when you started, did you have a mentor? And if you did, what are some of the lessons that they taught you that you're applying now?
No, that's a great question. I would honestly say my number one mentor from then till now, and honestly throughout my life, has been my dad. So my dad, he's actually just retired as a firefighter, LA City firefighter, but he always was invested in real estate, and he was always talking real estate. So the reason why I got into real estate initially, I'll give my mom some credit too. She watches.
You always have to give your mom credit.
She watches those real estate shows, and she was like, I could totally see you doing this, whatever.
Yeah.
But my dad was always pushing me to like, get your license, explore it. So so he was always been a great mentor as far as pushing real estate and the importance of it. And as far as lessons go, the number one lesson I really got from him, especially that relates to real estate, is to invest in real estate. My dad probably pushes investing in real estate more than I do, and he's never sold a home in his life. He's invested himself, but he's always been a big advocate of don't let your money sit in the bank, invest in real estate as much as you can, as soon as you can.
That's crazy because the reason that we met was actually due to your real estate investment.
Yeah.
When we first moved to Newport Beach, I moved into a home with my best friend. His name was Ben, also, Ben Heyman, and we lived there for a while. The property sold when we were living inside, and they came in and they were like, hey guys, you've got a new landlord. Someone picked up the house that you're living in. It was right on the beach, beautiful location. And we walk outside to this guy.
within 1 year of meeting you guys, I was your new neighbor.
Yep.
Then I became your realtor.
Yep.
And then I became your landlord.
Exactly. He moved upstairs, rented upstairs.
That's a
We were
fact.
renting from him downstairs. We became best friends.
Yeah.
Just kind of like had some parties, got to know each other, and then yeah, one thing led to another. That's awesome. And now we're here, back to where it started. And the craziest part is Josh behind the camera is a mutual connection of Ben as well.
Hi, Josh.
So that's what's crazy about Newport Beach is that it's really, really small. It's a great community and you're always networking and meeting new people, and that's something we're gonna get into in the rest of this video with you. So that's a great lead into my next question, which is why is networking and relationship building so important to what you do?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, relationships and networking is literally everything when it comes to my business, especially for me personally. I'd say over 90% of my business is referral based.
Okay.
So that's referrals from other people, past clients, our sphere, so friends, family, other agents in different markets, so agents from New York, Miami, wherever. It all comes down to my personal relationships with people who either like me or trust me or like something that we got going on over here.
Yeah,
So,
and so that's huge in this community, especially since it's so small. Orange County's not a big area. So what have you done to network and build relationships in this area? Because I know he's like the mayor of OC, guys. You know, all these different relationships and networks that you've built. I know a lot of people that know you, especially for your work in real estate. So tell me a little bit about what you do to actually network.
Yeah, so the biggest thing for me, honestly, is social media.
Okay.
Instagram has been a massive tool just to help me stay in front of people. You know, I'm not doing a lot of paid ads or anything, but like you said, so many of our mutual friends and whatnot, they constantly are seeing me and my face and what I'm doing because I'm posting and I'm putting out content, whereas I'm not really seeing everyone else. So it's kind of a one-way street. I'm sure you're familiar with that. But yeah, Instagram's been a huge tool. Another thing as far as getting connected in the community is community events.
Okay.
So we have one event we call Pups in the Park, and literally we set up in a park in Newport Beach. We bring a tent, table, coffee, donuts, stuff like that, and we just set it up for the neighbors. And people come by, they bring their dogs, and it's always a good time.
So what does a day in the life look like for a realtor here in Orange County?
It's pretty. I mean, honestly, an average day, if I can, I like to start it with a walk. I live here on the peninsula, near the boardwalk there by the Newport Pier. So if I can, love to make it to the boardwalk, take a stroll, even on cloudy mornings at the beach. I mean, you know, there's nothing like it, just to clear the mind, get that going before the day gets going. So yeah, that's usually how I like to start out my days. Usually some time in the office. We have an office over next to Soul and Tavern House, right on the water.
Yeah, that's
so
a great
the
area.
aesthetic continues for a day in the life of a realtor in Newport Beach.
You got to live the life to sell the life,
yeah,
right?
man, you really do. So yeah, we got our office there, and then usually meetings. So showings, consultations, whether it's a buyer consultation, listing consultation, shooting content with Josh,
Yep.
our guy Josh. But yeah, that's kind of most of it. And like I said too, we talked about events.
Yeah.
So however you can get in front of people and be present in the community, that's huge. I've literally ran into clients in the water while surfing.
That's awesome.
I've ran into clients at bars. I've ran into clients at coffee shops. Like it's pretty cool too. The community starts to really shrink when you're really putting yourself out there in the community and being a resource, honestly, for so many people.
And it's a competitive market too, so that's what sets you apart, is your personality, your ability to be there for people, your ability to know and be involved in the community, which is really, really awesome. So you have a team within the Compass group, and that may have started out as a crazy idea, and now, you know, as you're years into this, you've built it into the group that it is now and the team that you've got. What's another one of those crazy ideas that you had early on that turned into something cool as it came to fruition?
Yeah, like a business idea concept. So actually, before real estate, I was doing startups.
Okay.
So like in college, I had multiple small businesses that I was trying to run with, and that was the route that I was on. The number one business that was my baby was called Topless.
Okay.
Toplis, and it was open-faced sandwiches. So this was the pre-avocado toast days.
Okay.
And yeah, the business started as a catering company because I didn't have money to pay for a brick and mortar or even to afford a food truck. So I had my first event here on the peninsula, actually at the Board Club, with Pete, the owner over there, and it was awesome. It was so much fun. It was so cool. People loved the concept. Again, at the time, you could not buy avocado toast anywhere.
Got it.
So this was like OG early days. That was topless, baby. But I came to the realization that it takes money to make money when it comes to a business.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the funds to continue to grow it at the speed that I wanted to.
Yeah.
So then that's when I transitioned into real estate. And this is kind of important to know too, because the reason why I did that was I learned in real estate, you don't have to prove a concept. The concept's already proven. You do the work, and as a result, you make the money.
What advice would you give to real estate agents right now that are watching this, thinking about getting into the industry, thinking about getting into a competitive market, setting themselves apart like you have here in Orange County? What advice would you give them just starting out?
Yeah, I would say if it's something that you truly understand, if you understand what goes into a transaction, if you understand what it's like to not have a consistent paycheck, if you understand all these things and it's something that you're still interested in, do it.
Yeah.
Find a mentor, find someone that you admire, that you look up to. Maybe you see them on social media. Reach out to them and see how you can be of value, see how you can help and be a resource for them, and in turn, learn from them.
So we're down in the fun zone right now, which means that I want to ask some fun business-related questions. I gotta know, what's one of the most slept on cities here in Orange County?
So we just did a video on this, and my answer is San Juan Capistrano.
Okay.
I love San Juan Capistrano. I feel like it is slightly slept on. This video that we posted though, it kind of went viral locally, got like over 100,000 views.
Wow.
And people had mixed opinions on that. Some people were like, oh yeah, 100% agree. Other people were like, that's not slept on. Other people were like, shut up, we don't want anyone here. So it was a hot topic for sure, and I think the feedback from that was it might be slept on. It's something that's trending. So San Juan Capistrano, to answer the question, I think that is #1 slept on city.
I wanted to ask you, what's one of like the coolest opportunities that networking has provided to you professionally in your business?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, networking and relationships is everything with my business. If I had to pick one thing, honestly, I think the coolest thing is the relationships I've built with other agents across the country.
Really?
So not only is that awesome for referral business and all that, I have now really good friends in the coolest spots in the US.
Really?
I've visited Aspen, the Hamptons, Miami, and everywhere I go, I have a place to stay and an actual like close friend that I can stay with and get the local tour with. And it's maybe not something you think of like a celebrity or anything like that, but to me, that's so much cooler because I love traveling, and when I travel, I like to get an authentic local experience. So that has been one of the coolest things that my network's brought me.
And that's crazy because those people probably think of you out here in Newport Beach selling this lifestyle. One thing leads to another, and those are the referrals that run your business, which is incredible.
100%, yep.
So when you first started as a real estate agent, I know that burnout is a really big thing that impacted my life early as an entrepreneur, learned how to get through it, and that work-life balance was something that I really, really prioritize now. I didn't before. Have you ever burned out before? And if so, how did you deal with that?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. Work-life balance is honestly one thing that I pride myself on. But like you said though, it takes a learning experience, a couple times burning out and getting out of it and figuring out how to manage that. So for me now, the solution I found was I have built a system, I've built a team, I've built systems around being able to unplug.
Yeah.
So now if I feel like I'm burning out, if I feel like I need a break, I can do that. I can step away. I can go to Costa Rica for a week. I can go on vacations. I can do whatever I need to do to make sure I'm good. Because if I'm not good mentally, I can't produce for my clients. I can't produce for my team. I can't produce for myself. So I think work-life balance is so huge, and it needs to be treated as like a job, as part of your job. It really is. Because I see so many people do it. They just grind every day and rise and grind. And it's like, that's the culture, the hustle culture.
Yeah.
I'm with it. I hustle, I grind, I do all that stuff. But at the same time, I also put just as much emphasis on making sure I'm good internally.
And obviously creating a system for your business, figuring out what works and what doesn't, isn't how it started.
No.
So what did life look like when you first started out as a real estate agent versus what it looks like now?
Yeah, I mean, when I got in, I was 24. So I was the kid. I was the kid for the longest time. So as far as what it looked like me Honestly looking up to a lot of people constantly and tactfully putting myself in a position where I did present myself as the kid. I did present myself as not a threat, but as someone who's here to learn. And that honestly was huge, and that'd be a good piece of advice for anyone who's younger and trying to start out right now is don't be cocky. Don't try to act like you know it all. Don't try to act like you are this luxury salesperson. You hear fake it till you make it a lot, to an extent. Right? Like act like you know what you're doing, but also don't pretend like you know it all, because you don't.
Yeah.
So a big thing for me was being humble when I was younger, when I was starting out, was just, I was there to learn. I was there to absorb. I wanted to learn from everyone, so I was everyone's friend.
Yeah.
And I brought my notepad everywhere I went. Not physically, but mentally. I was always taking notes.
That's incredible. And you know, you see a lot of stuff on TV, like all these reality TV shows about real estate. Is that really what it's like, or are you creating these systems, building relationships, building community, and it seems like it's all flashy? Is that what it's like, or is there more to it?
You know, I think there's some things that are accurate. I think, especially being in residential real estate in Newport Beach, it is pretty aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, I mean, look where we are now.
it's beautiful backdrops, it's good looking people, it's beautiful homes. Like, there is a lot of that. So I think that they got right. As far as the drama aspect, I think that's television, and that's totally fine. That's what sells. That's what keeps me hooked when I'm watching a show. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe that's happening. On the flip side of that, in the industry and what we do on a day-to-day basis, it's not like that as far as the relationships within the office, what we're experiencing as far as ease of transactions. There's a lot more that goes into the transactions, and there's a lot less drama in the office.
Yeah,
so
that's good to hear. And going back to the beginning, knowing what you know now, is real estate still your calling? Is this what you want to do?
Today it is. Yeah, today it is. I think real estate is a form of entrepreneurship. It's a form of small business ownership.
Yeah.
And my idea when I first got in the business was, I'll try this out, make some money, and then maybe one day end up on a new venture.
Yeah.
So as it stands today, I'm building Coastal Estate Group. This is the hat,
you
the
got
logo
the hat
right
going.
here.
We're gonna need one of those hats.
Always be branding.
There we go.
But yeah, today I'm happy with my choice, and it's fun. It's something that I'm naturally have felt a calling to.
Yeah.
And we'll see where it takes us.
That's fantastic. Well, thanks for the insight here today. That was a ton of fun. We had a great tour of Newport Beach here. For those of you that want to get in touch with Ben, we'll link his Instagram below. That's it for this video. We'll see you in the next one.